what's the best trip that you've absolutely ever taken? This is a travel question that I've gotten as well, that I have here for my content. And it's kind of a short answer because I've only been out of California maybe twice. The first time was when well, three times. But the first time that I actually left by myself I told a whole story about it in another video. I'm not going to reference that later. But it was when I went to Las Vegas by myself for the first time. I've been to Vegas a couple, like 2 or 3 times already. But the first time I went there was Las Vegas and it was out of California. I didn't need a passport. I didn't do any of that shit. So that's one. And then what's the best trip? I'd say it's my most current one that happened this year in 2025. It's when I went to Florida with my best friend and to see his sister and her husband. Both of them I'm friends with as well, great friends with. And they basically showed us all of Florida. Destin, shout out to Florida, Destin, Florida, Panama City Beach. And then we also, not only did I just go to Florida, I fucking also went to, what was it called? Dothan, Alabama, which is roughly 2.5, 3 hours of a drive from Destin, Florida, where they picked us up. We flew out there, where I left California, I had my passport shit, right? And then from Dothan, Alabama, which is where his sister and his sister's husband stayed. Again, my friends, Lindsay and David. Shout out to Lindsay and David. Um, we went from there to Atlanta, Georgia, which was really cool. We got to see the Coke factory, the Coca-Cola factory. Um, Tell me why, side note, totally related to this. It was like, when I went to the Coca-Cola factory, which I thought is the goofiest thought that I had in my brain, was like, I imagine that, because they tells you everything, tells you the history. You go into like a whole fucking museum. It's really nice. You get like a vault. It's really cool. They have like whole setup. It's nice. Tell you stories. Like when they allowed you to try the flavors, you go into the flavor lab. I imagine that there would be a bunch of Coca-Cola products, not Coca-Cola products, but like Coca-Cola. Like the black fucking aspartame drink that everybody loves. I myself being happy to be one of them. Preferably, I like their Coke Zero better, but like I thought it'd just be a bunch of those, the black versions of it that have like they're just like it'd be like strawberry, blueberry, Coca-Cola. Like it'll just be Coca-Cola, but it tastes like blueberry as well. And then it tastes like strawberry, like chocolate, matcha, blah blah blah. Like it wasn't that at all. It was just like a bunch of Coca-Cola products that they owned, and then some of them that were Coke Zero, and then absolutely Coke fucking what's it called, and then which is cool. I mean, I'm not downgrading it, but they did have, which is funny. Me and my buddy, fucking Bert, is like they have this fucking flavor that existed somewhere in like Nigeria or some fucking off part of the world, where like it was called plum flavored. What was it like? Plum flavored something. But anyways, the reason why I brought it up is because it tasted like barbecue sauce. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's like you drink it because you have like a little shot cup, a sample cup. Sip it. Me and him were like, "What the fuck?" And then to confirm the thought and how, like, I just thought it was awful, but maybe they like it out there. But like, there's a unlucky for us. There was like this whole fucking field trip that was going on for some kids for some school, and like the teacher and a whole bunch of kids would come in after they did the whole tour as well. Like they'll come in and like, oh, let's try this flavor, this flavor, this flavor. They get to the plum one that I'm telling you about. They sip it and they're like, that tastes bad. That's awful. And then the teacher's like, what are you talking about, Willis? Let me try it too. It can't be that bad. Fucking teacher. Young little black lady doing her thing. God bless her heart. She tastes it. She's like, ooh, that tastes like barbecue sauce. What? And me and my buddy Bert were looking back like, yep, that's what we thought too. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Yeah. But that was a funny experience. And by and far, Dothan, Alabama, I'd say Atlanta, Georgia, and the Florida trip that I took by and far. Number one has been for me the cherry, what do you call pop in the cherry event. I would say that was awesome. That's probably my favorite. The one that is definitely has left a great impression on me. And I look forward to more of the trips that I'm going to be taking next year. Um, I can't say I can go all out on all of them just because I got my business stuff too I have to account for. But fuck, man, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Possibly like Texas, Japan, the Philippines is in 2027. Uh, Even Orlando, Florida again. I do want to go to Orlando again, but there are definitely a lot of places that I want to visit again. So to answer the question succinctly, Florida. Destin, Florida. We stayed at this great place. Um, it was like basically because they're both military. When we went out there, Bert's sister Lindsay and her husband David, they're both military, and they stayed on their base and they got discounts because of that. Now they're in fucking Florida. things aren't as stupidly expensive like they are out here, which I hate. But it's a game. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Like they were complaining about like their gas being fucking $2.85, and like we're out here. I showed my buddy Bert, who's like, dude, you think this is bad? Look at fucking LA or the LA area. It was like $7.76 or some shit. They're like, God damn! I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up. So like it's the difference and disparity between the two is massive. And I imagine that there's some differences in like mortgages and payments and like taxes. But I was like, to me, most I'm trained about around like really high. I don't call them high powered businessmen, but like high level, higher status fucking people, and namely they're in business. So like when you, the real answer to that question is if you have a money problem, just fix the money problem, fix it, do what it takes, make more money, period. So that was massive motivation for me, and constantly is massive motivation for myself to constantly, whenever I find myself currently dragging, like dragging ass when it comes down to content. I was like, I need to fucking step on this goddamn pedal because I'm tired of being fucking stuck out here all the goddamn time. And it's a different level of management. Like, because it's more or less not just about money now. It's about being creative, and not only that, getting myself back into that state. So that's why I use nicotine pouches now. I use them twice a day. I have my caffeine in the morning, drink my water, caffeine, electrolytes, get back up late, like roughly mid-afternoon. Then I have a second cup of small, like fucking cup of coffee, a little black, a little bit of sweetener in there. And then, where am I at? After that, I have some creatine, because that's really good for mental clarity. I also use lion's mane mushroom extract, which is a good medicinal mushroom. That's helpful for clarity in your brain and the neurons that are in your body. And then ultimately, nicotine pouches. I find them to be more useful for giving me the actual um, feeling the scales fall from the top of my head down, a moment where I can get my focus back, get my intent back, be more enthusiastic, and deliver on videos that are just like this, with this level of passionate and um, honest truth to you. So, yeah, Florida was the shit. Definitely looking forward to going out more in the world. And yeah, that'll answer the question.